guys, and welcome to this week's budget review. So, if you've been watching my previous budget reviews, you can tell that I am definitely feeling way more upbeat. The sickness is finally starting to go away, so we might actually be able to do like a full budget review this time. So, if you're new here, I did pick this gorgeous Hemlock and Oak 2024 daily planner. I absolutely love this planner. It's a little beast of a planner, and it's perfect for keeping all of my budgeting and financial needs all in one place. So let's go ahead and get into this. So again, it's so nice to be able to breathe, guys. It's it's been like let's see here, let's check the calendar here. It's been 25 days since I've been sick. So, this is a blessing indeed. So, what they do is they start out with this year at a glance page here. And I just kind of use this as my dashboard. And I know it doesn't look too exciting now, but again, once things start rolling for the year, I'll have more information to put into this. But it's quite simple. I just marked all of the paydays, those are in green. My focus accounts are in red, and when I do pay one of those off, I do check it on the little mini calendars. Holidays and birthdays, I just combined into the purple this year. I had them separated for last year, but I mean, I figure they're kind of like the same thing. You're gonna need X amount of money for each of them, and it just kind of gives me a quick view of when those are coming up. Of course, I have the large amounts of money in, those are yellow. Once I file all my taxes, that's going to be large amounts of money out. So that's going to be a different color, probably in the middle of March. And let's see here, who am I forgetting? These orange right here, these are my car expenses. So I'm not talking about car payments or car insurance, unless you do pay those on like the quarterly, like every 3 months or the 6 months, then it would probably be in your best interest to mark those in here. But what I mark is the car inspections, the registration of plates, and of course, if you need your ID renewed. To me, these are expenses that we all know we need to have a vehicle and drive, but they're those weird expenses that you only pay like once a year or once every 4 years. So it just kind of gives you a heads up of, hey, those are coming up, you know? So that's how I use this page. I'm sure that, yins would all have different ones that you want to track, but that's how I'm using this page, and it has helped out greatly because again, it's always nice to have that friendly reminder of that one thing that you pay once a year coming up along your little budgeting journey. So another thing that I changed for this year is I've added insert pages. Granted, they're not like the most pleasantly looking things. They did line up at the beginning. I might have to take them out and like redo them, but it was in a rush, guys. I really wasn't looking for aesthetics at this point. But what I did is I just quickly made a holiday plans sheet because they do give you this wonderful holidays list right here. So I just marked down the ones that I know that I would be spending for. So we've already passed Ray's birthday. Of course, we got Easter coming up. And I mean, again, this wasn't an original attention here, but it's gonna be nice because now I'm gonna have like a general idea of what I spend for each of these holidays. So next year, I'm gonna know ahead of time of what I'm going to need, minus the whole inflation type thing. I mean, who knows what a gallon of milk is gonna cost next year, but I mean, I think you kind of get the idea here is that this is kind of giving me a glimpse of, what I typically spend for each of these. So, another change that I made for this year is this 2 years at a glance. Last year's edition had the 2 years at a glance page, and it's kind of funny because at first I didn't want this page. I didn't know what to do with this page. And now this page is like completely vital to my budget planner. So, what I do is, of course, I use the stebit.com or the debt payoff planner app, and you enter in all of your information, all of your debts and stuff, okay, like all that wonderful stuff that nobody wants to talk about, but it's, you kind of need to know it if you're going to be doing this. So I enter all that in. I put in how much I owe, due dates, minimum payments, that type of thing. And what it does is it generates this wonderful debt payoff plan for you. So the guesswork is kind of out of it, and it's so nice. I love this thing. And so what I do is I take the information from that and I put it onto this 2 years at a glance page. Again, it kind of shows you the light at the end of the tunnel, because it shows you that like the debt isn't going to be forever. As long as you follow the debt payoff plan, you will get the results that it says. Case in point, it had me projected to have capital Q paid off by March, which you can see here. Quicks over here, March 2024. All right. So I went ahead and made the payments like they suggested, and I got that thing paid off in February. So it's nice. So like we have already started making progress for this year. It got a little shaky last week, again because of the sickness. I was not making the best decisions ever, but I think we're back on track. Savings kind of saved my butt last week. We'll go into that a little bit more once we get into the daily pages. But that's how I'm using this 2 years at a glance. So again, like I'm already a little bit boosted here because I'm seeing like, hey, we got our first account. He's taken care of. He's paid ahead of time. And now we're on to the next focus card, which would be Chase. So I have until June to pay this thing. And I'm feeling, I want to say April, but I don't think I could get this one done by April. I'm going to say May. I'm going to say mid-May is when Chase is going to go away. So that's my new budgeting goal here. So again, we're taking all of these pesky debts and we're just focusing on one at a time. Then that way, we could actually get this taken care of. Again, I added in the Hungry Hungry Piggos. You're going to see a lot of these like little debt coloring charts. I do always love to give credit to the people who make these things. And these ones come from Heidi Nash. They are on her debtfreecharts.com. I highly recommend them. They do make budgeting really super fun. Unfortunately for me, with focusing on so much of the paying off the debts and mainly like I just made really poor decisions here in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, since I've been sick for the month of February. I have not been able to put anything into these little mini savings. I really want to start coloring these pigs, guys. But oh, I'm gonna go into a coughing fit now. Yeah, I really want to start coloring them, but as of right now, no, debts and that come first. So yeah. One day I'll get to color the pigs. I know I will. Again, I put in this car loan one because I want to, it's not redo or renew. I hate the car that I have right now. As you can see, I'm very close to having this stupid thing paid off. I'm trying to be a good person and not get a new car without having this thing paid off. But I hate this car, guys. This car sucks. I will not give the maker model of it, but I mean, I just hate it. So, I did put this in here as kind of like again, a visual because I want to know how much I have left on this stupid thing, but at the same time, it's kind of like a little bit of a motivation of like, hey, remember how you want that car? Let's see if we could get this stupid thing paid off so that we could get another car. One that we actually feel safe driving in and that we don't hate. And of course, I needed something to put on the back of that. So I figured, you know what? One of my long term goals is to purchase a house. So, granted, I'm probably not going to get to color this thing or make any, steps, anything, and I can't even think of the word. Any savings deposits. How about I just use the word on the page here? Towards this for this year. But from what I've learned last year, after paying 10,000 of my debt off last year, which is I'm still trying to figure out how I did that, but after seeing that, I'm starting to figure like maybe that might be possible. You never know. You never know. And of course, the original Tetris. So this is my round two. Again, I tried this last year. I did get 10,000 of it paid off last year, so that's wonderful news. Shooting for 10,000 or more this year, that would be great. And you can see that, yes, we did get that first one. He is paid off and done and in the memory books. Thank you. It's always nice whenever you see one of them go, do the back burner there. It's like, goodbye, I'm tired of paying you. Okay, so another thing is I do keep a log over here of what I've paid in full for that month. It just makes calculating the pieces a lot easier. And we can see that I did a 957 for last month. And I don't know if you can see it because it is penciled in. But as of right now, I have 795 for the month of February. I still feel like I could do a little bit better. Maybe one more block. So again, for some reason, my mind views it as I'm buying a block. It doesn't view it as I'm paying down my debt. I'm looking at this as a game of like, how can I buy one more block? Either which way, it helps me pay down the debt. So it works. Okay, so let's get into these monthlies here. So we can see this is the progress that I made in January. Not too bad, was pretty much staying on track, minus the 1 day of the credit cards. And this is how we're gonna get to see how, guys, I don't know what I had. I had COVID in December. I don't feel like I've had COVID, but whatever I've had for the month of February, let's just say it has kicked my butt. It has strained me mentally and physically. But, see, we can see this is a healthy month here. And here we go. This is sick February. So the 1st of February, it started with a sore throat. Wasn't that bad, It was like, oh, okay, laryngitis, blah, 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 Okay, so, and then we start getting in it. I mean, I took this day off, and I was like, okay, just rest and relax. And then it was just like, and just pounded me, like, right about here. Again, I was not making the best of decisions at all. At all. So, yes, it did affect, how I budgeted. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to control it. I keep feeling like I'm gonna get a coughing fit. Okay. Alright, good. At least they have reduced. Because I know these last 2 or 3 reviews have not been the best. I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can really do about it. Okay, so for the monthly review here, oh god. Okay, for the monthly review, I'm hoping next week's better. All I do is I just take, what I call the mandatory bills. These are bills that are due on the same day, typically the same amount, and I don't really have a choice that I'm paying them, okay? If I want a home to live in, I'm paying rent. If I want the health insurance, I'm paying the health insurance, okay? Um, Even the credit cards, I know I don't want to pay them. And technically, I don't have to, but if I don't want late fees, late charges, and I mean, I was the person who chose to open the account and charge on it, right? So, those are also my mandatories. Anything that is optional, these are generally something that's good for my budget. So, these are in the separate colors here, that darker red, darker pink. Um, those are my savings. So I do a $5 a day savings challenge. So we had 29 days, so that's 145 for the month. I just split it up into two payments on my paydays. Of course, I have the no credit cards challenge. We could see it did not go well. we, this is where like all willpower was gone by this week. So, uh, fixing that, I think I pretty much have it fixed by today, so that's good. Got to correctly um, see it real quick and got to fix it up. And of course, you know, the Focus account, I do a an additional $50 payment every Sunday. We could see for this first Sunday, I did not make one. I got to make a Focus payment on this week, and I was just so disgusted with myself last week that we did. We just paid it off. So, um, consistency is key, but sometimes you just need that little bit of a, in your budget, and it gets you back on track. Um, and we can see that I've made it through Dooms Week. I do refer to this as Dooms Week because this is when like the major bills are due. So we made it through there, and now we just gotta trickle on out of February and pretend that this month didn't exist. I am gonna take a quick break right here, guys, just to get another glass of water in that, so that we don't have what we had last week. Okay, so we can see, I'm still sick. Just not as bad. So again, I apologize for the breaks, all the coughing and all the sicks, but it is what it is. So let's get to where I've last left yins. So again, like I told you, I was just fully disgusted with myself last Sunday. Just a quick recap here. We can see, okay, so the negatives would just be me using the bank card. Of course, the pluses are money being added to the bank card or the bank account. Okay, these little dots here, dots are bad. Dots mean that I used a credit card and I did not pay it. Quick example here is I had Ray's birthday. I spent $87. I used a Walmart card. I did not put the funds on the card. Okay, I charged it to the card, but I didn't pay it. Bad. That's bad. Very bad if you're paying down credit card debts because it means you're accumulating more credit card debt. You are spending more than what you have. That's like I said, a big no. So we can see from the start of it, the start of the week, it just went downhill real fast, guys. So of course I used the card on Monday, and then I used the card for lunch for me and Bill. Bill was my dad, so I purchased us lunch, dinner, whatever you want to refer to it. That's on the card. And of course, we got more on the card. Oh, I still got one. Okay, now if you've noticed the little check marks, the check marks mean that I have finally paid it, but it's not on that day. So we can see credit cards, and it's just consistent. Now, it doesn't seem that bad because, like, maybe we're looking at like a $10 here. I mean, this one's maybe what, $3-4 on, just an estimate. So it's like, oh, that's not that bad. Guys, it adds up. It adds up. So, I was really, because I mean, I am an emotional shopper, so I think I was trying to spend to make myself feel better because I was so sick. And it doesn't work that way. But in my brain, I was like, oh, just buy stuff, you'll feel better. And it's like, no, you won't. Um, no, I was angry. I was very angry last Sunday. What I had to do to pull myself out of this is I had to pull funds from my emergency savings. Again, this is why I stress why saving money while you're paying down debt is very important. Um, it literally saves your butt. I mean, that's why I like the word savings. I know that's what they call it, but to me, savings now mean how am I going to save my butt for when I make a mistake? So, I did have to pull from the emergency savings, but we're going to start replenishing them because, again, I'm going to need them. I know this is going to happen again. I'm not perfect, and I know I feel better knowing that I have that little life raft. Because if I wouldn't have had the savings, then I would have had 400 going on to the credit cards, and that would mean that I would have 400 more to dig myself out of. So at least I had the savings. So this is me pretty much slapping myself awake and saying, come on, buddy, we gotta refocus. Don't let the sickness get you. Okay, so then we get into Monday. And yes, I do a little journaling prompt at the top. Again, this is why I love this planner because you can fit so much onto these little pages here. So I have like a little daily journaling area to think about my monies. I do use the schedule. The scheduling is when I'm spending. Again, it lets me know danger times of the day of when I'm more likely to spend. It pretty much tells me where I'm going at a certain time to spend money. Um, so if you're trying to cut back, let's say like on a Starbucks, if you know that you're spending at Starbucks and you want to stop spending at Starbucks, if you know the days and times that you're typically going to go, it lets you know ahead of time to just avoid that situation at all cost, and then you won't spend. So that's how I'm using this scheduling here. And of course, we just have the regular log, which is standard in a budget planner. Hopefully, hopefully it's standard. But yeah, so we go into Monday, and like I said, mixed emotions. I did have to purchase the collagen. If you remember back to those savings picos, collagen to me is not a want, it is a need. Um, it really does help with my back and my joints movement, which means then I can go to work and make money. So it's a need. It's the only thing that works for me. I don't know why. I'm not a doctor, but it does. Um, Normally, what I'll do is I'll purchase it and I'll do like a pay in three because it is quite expensive. This time around, I just figured, you know what, like I'm just paying it. Yeah, I'm just paying it like immediately. I'm not doing a pay in three. Those are stupid. And I mean, normally I end up pulling from the stash funds anyways whenever I do the pay in three. So it's like you got enough in the stash, just pay it off, just get it done. Um, does it upset me a little bit knowing that 115 went from my stash funds to the collagen? Yes, but again, it is a need. And I mean, it was going to go there anyways. So now at least it's not a surprise. What else do we got here? Yes, I did spend more on break. Normally I'm a $3 or less type of gal. Don't ask me how, but I've learned how to rig the fast food apps. So, yes, I typically eat for $3 or less every day. So, times that by 5 work days, that's $15 or less that it costs to feed me while I'm at work. But Monday was, what did we have? Parent teacher conferences. Yeah, with my type of work, we literally had to sit for 4 hours. We sat from 2 to 6. Um, yeah, it's brain numbing. In one way, it's nice because it's like you're getting paid to sit, but at the same time, it's like you are bored. And what do we do when we're bored? We eat. So yeah, I did. I feel a little guilty. I spent $4 at McDonald's. But I mean, what the heck am I supposed to do? um. Okay, what else do I got? This is like confession time. Yeah. I was a little angry about this. Um, there's an app out there that like you take a picture of your house plants and one it identifies them too. It tells you like how to water them, the sun, all that type of stuff. Because I've been killing my plants, but fortunately since I've started using this app, none of them have died. They're actually doing really good. Um, this is one of those things of like where it's a free trial. I did identify all of them. I got all the information, and yeah, I forgot to cancel it. I forgot to cancel the free trial, guys. So, has the app been helpful? Yes. To me, is it worth $31? No. No, it's not. But I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with it for a year. I've already bought it for a year. So I just got to remember to cancel that stupid thing. I got to get one of those post-it notes and put it in the back of this so that I remind myself next January to get that thing off. Am I going to take advantage of it now for the next year since I just paid $31? Yes. But yeah, I'm a little upset about that. But again, I'm sick. Okay, so we're making it to Tuesday here. Feeling a little back to normal, like I finally got the normal shifts back. We got our whole crew back. It seems like all the dysfunction to the schedule has kind of went away. At this point in time, the sickness did trick me because I was feeling like, oh man, it's finally starting to go away too. Yeah. So I kind of had some hope on this day of like, you know what, like, maybe we could start getting back on track because, I might actually be able to focus on stuff. And yeah, bam, Wednesday. We have hit the WTF part of the week. So, yeah, Ray took off. And that means Bill's back. And again, Bill is my dad. I just call him Bill because, we work together. It's just easier with the other coworkers. Sounds a lot better than when you're saying, like, hey, Dad, at work. So it's Bill. Bill is my dad. I mean, I love him. I do. And of course, Ray took off. And I'm like, come on, man, because you were off all last week. And it almost seemed like we were starting to have a repeat of last week. And Bill is a spender. Bill likes to spend. And we can just see, like, we just had Ray back. So yeah, $1.69 for eating out for the night. Bill, this is with Bill, $13, okay? See, like, you think the inflation of eggs is bad, you try having a break with Bill. And this is me keeping him under control. Yeah. So it's like, I cannot financially afford this day after day after day. And I don't know if it was just the stress of that, but then, like I said, like I thought the sickness was going away, and then it just hit full force halfway through my shift on Wednesday. So I pretty much knew coming home Wednesday, I was like, you ain't going back to work tomorrow. I know you're not. So fortunately, I do have the choice of taking a sick day, which I did, threw in the towel on Thursday. So there is no going anywhere, no spending. So, yeah, like I said, I took off work, and it was nice because I didn't have to worry about lunch or dinner, and pretty much to me is, if I stay home, it is the equivalent of saving. There's no spending. So, and the nice thing is I did get, the utilities pretty much taken care of there on those 2 days, so got that out of the way. Finally made it to payday. I didn't think we were gonna make it. So yeah, like I told you last Sunday, Could I have used my emergency savings to cover some of that stuff? Yes. But I don't believe to me that that's what the emergency savings are for. Utilities, yes, because they're necessary, because yeah, you'll get like a late charge. Um, for dining out and that, no, that comes out of the actual pay. That's just called make better choices next time. So, payday meant payback. So, I paid back all the charges that I made last week, and again, I still can't believe that I let myself do that. And the only explanations I could think of is the inconsistency in my schedule, knowing that I had to feed Bill plus myself, and the fact that I was sick and I was trying to purchase feeling better. They all didn't work. So, we can see we got Ray's birthday stuff, that's paid, taken care of. Got monies from the stash, put in the daily funds, and of course paid out that dining stuff, which, see, it equaled $40 freaking dollars, guys. I'm used to spending 15, so that was way over what I was used to spending there. And of course, we get to yesterday. Because we can see, I thought I got everything paid off, right? So I started going back through this just to kind of get a preparation for today's review. And it's like, oh my God, like there's still more. I still missed one of these stupid days of where I've used the card. I thought I had all of them paid off. But again, I was flipping through it again yesterday, and I noticed more dots. The dots were on the 16th of February, and for me personally, this is why using the credit cards are so dangerous, because it's so easy to overlook a charge that you put on the cards. Yeah, on the day of, like on February 16th, I knew I was using the credit card. But if you come back to just even, what would that be, like 1 week later? Where are we at here? Last Friday? Okay, last Friday I used the card. So yeah, we're about, 7, 8 days. I completely forgot. I don't, like, I know I went there. I know I made that trip, but if you would have asked me, hey, did you use the card? I'd have no idea. So this is why I write it down and I log it. But again, with the cards and not keeping track of them on a day-to-day basis, like I've been doing, it's so easy to forget that you made all of those purchases. So yeah. That's why it looks like so much went on here. This is, like you can see, it has it marked on the February 16th, so that I know that I didn't just go like full gung-ho here. But yeah, so we got those taken care of. So now I'm officially caught up in all those charges, minus that one that we saw back there. Where'd you go? There we go, this one. Again, I mean, see how easy it is just to go, oh yeah, it's taken care of. No, it's not. So yeah, I do need to take care of that. But I believe number 3 is coming up tomorrow, so I'm just going to do both of them at the same time. But that gets us to a lovely, wonderful Sunday, which is today. Again, I had so many of those charges. It's kind of embarrassing, it is, actually. But there were so many of them, I couldn't list them. I ran out of space. So I had to put that on. So at least February 16th is taken care of now. Thank you, past Sally, for not dealing with that when you should have. But yeah, I feel after this video I'm going to be doing the 2 HPs. Just to get them out of the way, which again are stickers that I bought that I didn't need. This is why I do not like the Pain 3s, Pain 4s, because it sounds like a great idea at the time, and, a month and a half later, you're looking at that charge going, why did you do that? Why did you even buy that? Like, they're still sitting on the shelf, guys. I haven't used them. Yeah, that was definitely worth the $90 that I just spent there. Yeah, so again, when you're doing those Pain 3s, Pain 4s, really consider putting the money back and then purchasing it in full and see if you are still willing to buy it. uh, yeah. When you split the $100 into three equal payments of 30 some, yeah, $30 for all that stuff sounds like a great deal. We, for some reason, forget that there's those two other payments. At least I do. I mean that's how my brain works. Yeah, because you feel like you're getting an awesome deal at $30. You are not. You are still paying the full price. um. Okay. The only other thing is I can think of, which I am going to keep this one up here. I'm not putting it in the back yet, but I did get these cute little weekly sticky notes. See, they're stickies. This is how I've been like weekly logging. This is new from what I've done last year, but when the week is done, I just kind of put it in the back of the book. And then once we get all of them, then I just do a nice little monthly checker here, and this kind of lets me know how much of my money's is going and for what, and then that way I know what category to reduce. So again, just a quick example here is for the month of January. If you would have asked me where the overspending was, I would have told you food. I would have definitely told you that it was the dining out, that I needed to reduce it, and it's actually not that bad. This whole personal, yeah, like this here, self-care once, 256. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I spent more on once than I did for groceries. Not cool. So that's why I've started making this sheet right here, because it gives you that nice summary of what's actually going on versus how you feel what's going on. So I cannot wait to see February's is just gonna be an abomination. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna leave off for this week's budget review. I'm so glad that if you've made it this far, thank you. I hope you've got some enjoyment out of this, some entertainment, maybe some insights on, what to do with your budget. And that's really the only reason why I do these videos. I'm not an expert, you can definitely see that. But mainly it's, so if you're going through the same thing, you are not alone. But I think that's a good place to close this out, guys. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.